You can take a toxic, hopeless, paralyzed team, and if the commitment is there and you're willing to do the work, you can develop a team characterized by collaboration, consensus, accountability, ownership, and delight that was in the room. And so when we're talking about developing a powerful, healthy, consensus, collaboration culture, we're not saying that because it's kumbaya. We're not saying that because it's so nice. It is the very best business platform that you can possibly develop. You guys with me? And so you all do not hear what I'm about to teach you as easy tips. This is not another how-to, and then overnight it's going to happen. Gang, that's not life. Would you agree with that? It's going to require time. It's going to require work. It's going to require tenacity. It's going to require a linear understanding that it just doesn't go like this. There are days that it's here, days here. There's days down here, days up here. It's messy. It's all of that, but it is worth it. We have been taught erroneously that consensus is unanimous agreement. You can't move forward until everybody is on board. Consensus is majority rule. Let's take a vote. And if 7 of us say let's go to the left and 3 of us say we're going to the right, that automatically means we're going to the left. Make sense? That is not consensus. And so when we talk about consensus, there is robust debate. Not only, but don't get the picture in a room, there's 15 people, and there's 15 people talking over each other and trying who's going to be the most impressive. Who's going to take over the room? It's not that environment at all. It is deep listening out of respect for each other. It's deep listening and people being real and honest. No one's pulling back. No one's pulling back. And you can tell it is a team that is leaning in. And they're not concerned about where the idea comes from. They just want the very best idea and the very best solution to the problem. So let me tell you why it is essential. It is essential, one, because the world has changed. We have 2.5 generations today, which make up 75% of the workforce, who have been taught from 3 years old of experience. We call them the joystick generations. How is the learning process? My generation, the boomer generation, the learning process was one-dimensional. Sit down, be quiet, and listen. When you're 3 years old, 4, 5, 6, and now 18 and 19, how has the learning experience been? When you receive ideas, what context? What context? It's interactive. And you've been involved in the participatory. That is the reality. If that's what you've grown up with, that's what you know. And it's not even what you expect. You don't really know anything else exists. So what happens when you've got a team leader who is insecure, who has to show everybody who's in control and who's the boss? By the way, if you have to declare that you're the boss, you may be the boss, but you ain't the leader. So in that scenario, if you've got a top-down leader who says, just do it, how will 70% of today's workforce respond to that? They will be confused. They will be confused because that is not how their experience has been all of their lives in how problems are solved, how information is shared. If they're not a part of it, they will absolutely be confused and they will not feel safe. Today's generations, if you don't ask them, what do you think, they will be trying to figure out what's going on. And that's not a matter of weakness, it's not a matter of right or wrong, it just is. And a leader has to adapt to what is. You guys with me? And so today, that is why consensus is necessary, because it has rewired the way people view reality. And I can say all day long that you're important to me, but if I don't want your ideas, today's environment will not only not like that, they will feel disrespected to the core. Can you lead someone who's feeling disrespected by you? It is fundamentally impossible. People receive ideas from people that they feel safe with. People receive ideas from people who they know values them as people and contributors. That is why you cannot create an environment of high innovation, high idea flourishment, unless people feel safe, and they will not feel safe if they don't feel valued. And one of the most important ways to show someone that they're valued is, I need you to know what you're thinking. I need your ideas. What is going on in your mind, challenge me. Challenge me, push me on this. You will never hear an insecure leader say to someone, push me on this, challenge me, be the devil's advocate, come up with a better idea. When you're insecure as a leader, you got to be the smartest person in the room. When you are an effective leader in today's world, you want to surround yourself who are smarter than you are, and you love it. We live today in a world that has changed the consumer contract. Let me explain. The old consumer contract for decades was, you either get speed in how things are presented to you, or you get what? You said it, say it. Quality. You, just asking, no one's ever written that down, but you all, by the fact that I was able to ask that, and half of you in the room said quality, you understand the unwritten contract. You have speed or quality. That's what it was, but you don't have both. Well, technology has changed that. Because as people are exposed to technology and their knowledge of the world increases, their expectations become more specialized. That is why to be a professional today is so much more demanding than it's ever been before, because people's expectations of you are so much higher because of how their brains have been changed. So today, it is no longer speed or quality in how your team performs. It is now what? Both. And you all, that is a major leap in performance, major. And one person alone cannot create that kind of leap. If it were possible, he or she would have already done it. So the only way to change that is to create the performance of the team. And instead of one main thinker and 9 gophers, you have to have what? 9 thinkers, and you exponentially increase the rate of thinking around that issue. The only way that can happen is in consensus. The things that separate world-class organizations are 2 things. How they deal with drama, and true high-trust consensus teams don't have much drama. And the second is how quickly and how well they can solve problems that confront their organization as a team. The team that can provide the fastest, best solution over and over, consistency, rules the marketplace. That is why consensus is not some little fad. It requires a shift in a person's thinking to become comfortable with a consensus environment. It requires a pivot. All of our best ideas are coming from our youngest, newest people. Gang, if you were capable of transforming your organization, you would have already daggone done it. You have to keep bringing in people who think the way that they have not been taught. You can't ask that question here. You with me? And you have to change inwardly to be comfortable with that, because some of their ideas are going to be out weird. They're going to be weird, or at least they feel weird. And you've got to be able to run with that, and you've got to be able to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because they'll push you. You've got to be uncomfortable with the fact that they may offer an idea that doesn't turn out. That's called a fail-forward culture. You say, what do we learn? Now get back up and we need some more ideas. And the biggest part is, when you get challenged into that meeting, do not get defensive. Do not go into a million reasons why I'm right. If you do that, you've just killed months of effort in one 5-minute conversation. And so you've got to pivot your thinking. You've got to be patient. You've got to be teaching. You've got to be teaching all the time. You have to be relentless about this, and you have to change. What is required from me as a team member in a consensus environment? 1, grow up. I've had people say, well, this doesn't work because I presented my idea and I didn't get heard. Did that mean you presented an idea and it didn't get executed? There's a difference. What that really means is you presented your idea, but either someone else had a better idea or you weren't prepared. And you didn't win the day. And that's life. And grow up and be a big boy and a big girl. And what you're saying is, I trust the process of how we make decisions as a team. And it's not always going to go my way, but it will be my way at the end, because I trust how our team makes decisions. And once we make the decision and we leave that room, what do I do when someone comes up and says, can you believe what you all did? And I won't go, well, let me tell you something. Don't blame me. I didn't vote for the guy. Don't blame me. It wasn't my idea, but I'm a team player, so I have to go along with it. What did I just do? I undermined the entire thing. Here's what you do. And you stay with your integrity. Look, you know how I felt about that situation. And I was very vocal about expressing my ideas about that situation. And you know, I also trust my team. And my team had a ton of feedback, and quite frankly, the team went another direction. And I trust the way we make decisions. So Bill, I'm on board, and I'm not on board because I'm a puppet. I'm on board because I gave full innovation, full thought, our team did, and the best idea surfaced. And I'm 100% behind it. That's what is required to have the maturity to be a team player in a consensus environment. The moment you quit working on a consensus culture, you start to decline. If you see it as a destination, that's a problem. It has to be a journey that never stops. And it is not so magical that it can't completely undo itself. It requires relentless commitment, ongoing commitment. And if that commitment is not there, you will be one of the ones who say, we tried that and it doesn't work. It didn't work because you weren't working on it. I'm telling you, it's possible. It's hard. The hardest part is you taking your finger and keep doing this. But if you want it and you're relentless about it and you know who to talk to help you with it, and you're not afraid to say, I need help, it can be done. Consensus is the key to greatness in today's world. How well are you doing? Thank you, and have a great day.